Morning everybody, welcome to Ben on the Fen Friday live, and it's another relatively mild morning with the birds singing, the sun shining, and nice fresh air to see us through the final day of the week. Hope you've all had a good week in business, or whatever it is you do, whether it's a charity or an organisation or you work for yourself. Times they feel hard because that's all you hear, isn't it? How tough the economy is, and unemployment, rising costs, all of that. However, you can only do what you can do. What's going on in the bigger wide world is kind of going to happen. So focus on your own self and your own business and what you're doing, and I'm sure you'll get there. Anyway, today's topic that I've listed out is growth. That is the magic word, isn't it, that all the governments and big businesses talk about, is they need to deliver growth. Now, every business needs to continue growing, every economy needs to continue growing. However, I always stop and think, when does that growth stop? Because something can't keep growing and growing and growing and growing, can it? Because for various reasons, either a business will keep growing and growing and growing until it becomes so unmanageable it falls apart, or one small problem leads to massive cash flow issues. As well, you think growth, if you're growing, something else must be retracting, or you're using something. I don't know. It's all just feels like that constant pursuit for growth that's what we've been told. I've got a few businesses we work with who some years will have really good growth, but other years they don't grow. And actually they're not that worried, so long as they can continue to take their wage, pay their staff, pay their suppliers, and everything is working. They're not too worried if they don't grow. I've seen some clients who've grown very, very quickly, and then it causes cash flow problems. They're over trading. I'll admit I've had that a couple of times where I've taken on too many people too quickly, and cash flow does become a problem, unless of course you've got residual cash flow from previous work, or you've got an investor, or you've got a loan from the bank. You're quickly going to run out of cash if you go too quickly, because particularly when it's staff that you're taking on, it takes staff month to 3 months possibly to become productive in the business. So you've got to cash flow equipment, etc., etc. And it's the same with the new product line that you might be developing for your business. You've got to do your R&D up front, and then you've got to test it. You then got to buy all the machinery, you've got to train the staff. So again, you've got to make sure you've got that cash flow right before you embark on that. But I know an analogy I often look at is schools with growth and populations of villages, towns and cities. You look at the smaller schools, you tend to not get as many problems, sort of bullying. They tend to have higher performance rates and they do well. Then you look at some of the really big inner city schools where they do get problems with bullying. They do have problems with attendance perhaps, and they have not such good academic results, because a bigger population and a bigger business becomes a lot harder to manage. So if you've got the right management team in place, then great. But it's just a word of warning to those businesses who are growing quickly. Quite often you'll get stuck in that small business mentality and not be thinking about these things. So make sure you do and you plan if you are looking to grow, because it's great if you can grow and you can provide employment, you can help keep the local economy going. That's fantastic. However, just stop and think before you do it, because it would be really disappointing if you've got all these great plans and then they don't work out. Cut across the field because Freddie's seen another dog. Yeah, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts. I know there's a lot of clients out there who've experienced issues with growth. I'd love to know, or let share your thoughts on the topic. Yeah, that's about it really. I'm going to head off. Got a relatively quiet weekend, I think, planned. If it's nice like this, we'll get out in the garden. But you know what the British weather is like. Lovely all week when you're at work, and then when you have got some time off, probably rain. And never mind. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll catch you all again next week. I hope listening to me ramble and the birds singing has cheered you up on a Friday morning. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.